This edition of the Rahman Experience is brought to you by First Coast Nutrition and Supplements. It's your one-stop shop for keeping your body in optimum health. Get all the help you need right now at pmpnutrition.com. The Jacksonville Free Press newspaper, bringing positive news to North Florida for more than 30 years. JacksonvilleFreePress.com. And Edward Waters College. Enroll right now. ewc.edu. Edward Waters College, emerging eminence. It's time, one of the hottest podcasts in the country. You're inside the Rahman Experience.
M-I-N-E-S-G-R-A-N-T. Yeah. Yo, Mr. Johnson, it's the anthem. No, this ain't a game, plugging Madden. Got the daily news with the habit. Couple interviews, a couple things we asking. And experience the greatest teacher. As you experience the greatest teacher, a living testimony, really truly make it deeper. And life a pretty penny, not as pretty when it's cheaper. This is for the culture, never trying to get over. I know this world is getting colder. I ain't come here to roast you, so it's what I told you. Rahman experience, Johnson experience. Oh man, you curious, breaking news is serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning now. Rahman experience, Johnson experience. Oh man, you curious, breaking news serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning now. I can't do it for the vine, I just do it for the podcast. I stay connected without Comcast. I make them stay like it's on task. I make them stay like it's on task. Keep going, keep rolling with it. So many episodes and I let them know a lot of things they ain't never know. But we gon' take our time with forever glow. This the Rahman experience, Johnson experience. Man, you curious? Man, they mad. Yeah, they furious. Man, they mad. Cause they furious. Keep on rolling. Keep on going, go coast to coast, cause we keep on coasting. M-I-N-E-S-G-R-A-N-T. Got these flows in a smooth light lotion. Move with the groove and I move with the tune. And vibe with the wave and I'm still showing praise. Got first, family second, but tune in, go ahead and we gon' do this. Rahman experience, Johnson experience. Oh man, you curious, breaking news serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning now. Rahman experience, Johnson experience. Oh man, you curious, breaking news serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning out.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to this edition of the Rahman Experience. I'm Rahman Johnson, your host on this journey, and I'm so glad you joined us. Got so much feedback from the first show of the season, so glad that you're here with us and that you are making this a part of your destination and a part of your journey. Such an exciting show today. I always love it when we do conversations with people from around the world, and it's yet another one of those international shows. This week, we'll be talking with Paul Otete, who is the author of Dungu Book. And I'm not going to tell you what Dungu is. You got to listen to the show and figure and find out what the Dungu is. Yeah, it's going to be a great show today. Also, I got to give shouts out. I don't know why, and I usually don't shout out, but I got to. I thought I did it on the last show, and I'm not sure if I did or didn't. But the music, the theme music, I know I said it, but I got to say it again. It's amazing. I still have my old song. I will probably play it before long, but I am so excited to have this particular version of the Rahman Experience theme song, and I'm excited to have the crew that put it together. Dr. Kimberly A. Davis sang the background. It was co-produced by DJ Kid, Andrew Law, and of course, the vocals you hear on it are none other than one of the guests on the show last week, Miles Grant. And I came up with this idea. I heard this thing in my head and I wanted, and Kim is an amazing singer. And I'm like, Kim, if you can sing this riff. And she did. And it came out great. So that means I'm like quasi a quack producer a little bit or something of the sort. At least I'm not trying to sing the song. So anyway, thanks to you guys for being a part of that journey and helping me put the experience on the map. And remember, you can always be a part of the experience. You can follow me on social media at Rahman J. That's at RAHMANJ on Instagram or Twitter. You can also find me on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Rahman J Fans. That's RAHMANJFANS. Pass the word about the experience, like and subscribe and share and do all that stuff because this season is just exciting. That's all I can say about it. It is totally exciting, and I can't wait to share some of my exciting stuff with you. Before we get into the show, though, got to share a moment. For those of you, I am an Amazon influencer, so go check out my Amazon influencer page. It's amazon.com/shop/RahmanJ. I think that's it. So it's got one of the favorite things I have over there, and from time to time, I'll share with you things that are just really exciting to me. And one of the things I've found that I'm in love with right now are male shirt garters. I know. You're like, what the heck is a male shirt garter? I said the same thing until I saw the male shirt garter and I tried it, and it is absolutely one of my favorite things now. And what it is, you know how we have those button-down shirts and they ride up in the front or they ride up on the sides and we end up with this ballooning of fabric? Well, most of us, I know I have, that don't like that, will go get the shirts fitted. The problem with that is if they put the darts in the shirt, it's ruined. Like you can never, if you gain weight or lose weight, taking the darts out, the shirt never looks the same. So that's probably not an option for most people. And the other thing is, if you try to use those other methods and tuck it down, it just looks weird. Well, the shirt garter, it's really a flexible, elastic piece that attaches around the thigh or your knee, and it goes up and keeps the shirt pulled down all day. I even went to a wedding, an event, and I was wearing a tuxedo, had the shirt garter on, and usually that's when your shirts come up because you're dancing or whatever. It did not move. Well, you can find the details about the shirt garter over on my Amazon influencer account. Go check it out. But shirt garters, it's my new favorite thing. Hope you like it. Let me know what you think about it, all right? Well, there is so much more. Looking forward to our conversation with Paul Otete and to talk to you about what's going on in your world. Can't wait to do our live shows, which we have planned. They're coming up. So stay tuned for more details. But first, the news. All eyes are on Washington this week as former White House comms director Hope Hicks is in the hot seat. Now, she's been called to Congress to testify about her work within the Trump administration as one of the president's longest-serving advisors. Even though it's a closed-door session, the White House has blocked the sharing of some sensitive documents. Now, Hope Hicks left the White House in March of 2018. She's currently the Chief Communications Officer for the Fox Corporation. Her testimony is slated to only last about a day. There's a new study out from the Journal of American Medicine saying that suicide rates are at their highest since 2000. The greatest uptick is said to be between 15 and 19-year-old men. Now, most tend to think that social media is the problem, but one researcher says it's the family structure that's just not as tight-knit as it has been in the past. And those tight-knit family structures are what helps to keep people safe. Now, if you need help or you may know someone who does, there's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255, or you can text the crisis line. Just text HOME, that's HOME, to 741-741. You just may save a life, and there's someone out there who's looking out for you. Just around the corner is Paul Otete, the author of Dungu Book. We'll be right back as the Rahman Experience continues.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It's the Rahman Experience, always bringing you new experiences and fun stuff. And of course, one of the things that I absolutely love about my life and my experience is nutrition and fitness. The fitness game is something I've been into for a long time. So when I see people that are fit and that are doing well, regardless of where they are, I think it's something that I want to share with you. And my new friend, and I say friend because I've met this brother and he's been supportive of my fitness journey, and I see his fitness journey and I look and aspire to be where he is as I continue. He's been vegan for over 5 years now, bodybuilding for 7 years. And one of the things that keeps him in shape is the fact that he makes sure that his body has the fuel that it needs so that it can perform efficiently and optimally. So he uses food, specifically food that doesn't have parents, to make his life come through. And, it shows in who he is and what he does. And it's funny, even though His name is Paul Otoye. It's Otote, right? Paul?
That's it. You pronounced it right.
But everybody, welcome me, my man Dungu. What's up, brother?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be on it.
Now, and if you can't hear it yet, he is from the United Kingdom. But you are from where originally? Where are your folks from originally?
So my folks are Nigerian. My background is Nigerian.
Yes.
Born and raised here, but I've been back quite a few times. You know, it's all about getting in touch with the culture still, even if you're in the diaspora, as they say.
Yes.
So that's it.
Well, I'm so glad that we've had the ability to connect. And that's, it's so funny how people talk about social media and how it can be bad and things are so negative about it. But you and I connected on social, and it's a good thing because we're able to not only support each other, but help others to find their way in the journey.
It's amazing. It makes like the world have no boundaries.
Absolutely.
So you can be in the US. Is it 6 hours behind?
6 hours behind you. So you're like literally in tomorrow already.
You know what? Over this side of the time frame, tomorrow's quite good. It looks quite promising for you. That's one thing I can say.
Absolutely. So tell me, first and foremost, about you. How old are you? What was it like coming up as a kid? Give me the background of, this is the $1 million question. Who is Dungu?
Who am I? Whew. That is $1 million question. Growing up, I grew up in London. I spent some time in South London, and I spent a majority of my childhood in Northwest London. I think the impression of UK and London, especially from America, is slightly different from what it really is here. I don't know if you have an impression of London. Like we grew up watching a lot of American shows, a lot of American music. Like that's a big influence on us over here. But I'm not sure if you would have any rough idea about what London is like. Would you, by any chance?
Actually, and I know we're new friends, so you don't know this, but I used to live there.
No.
I did. I lived in the West End. I was a presenter for Nickelodeon for some time. So I was a presenter here in the U.S. And when I say presenter, in the U.K., they call it presenters. Over here, it's a host. And so I was a host in here for this Nick show called Splat.
Wow.
And I did Splat on Nick UK for a minute, too. So, yeah, I know it well.
Amazing. I'm happy to hear that. I would have never guessed. So that's something.
I keep it on the low, brother.
Splash. But yes, I grew up in London. I went from school to secondary school, to college. Then I went to university in Birmingham. In Birmingham, I studied technology and enterprise management, which is like business management with engineering and IT, just kind of modeled into a pot. And off the back of that, I guess I finished uni and I had two choices, start a business, do something for myself, or go with the grad scheme I've been offered. So the grad scheme is a graduation scheme. They offered me about 30,000 as a graduate position. At the time, I battled with the decision of what do I do? Do I, take the job, or do I guess, start something for myself? And I went to the second option, and I've pretty much been on that road ever since. A lot of what I've been doing has been centered around, I guess, helping people improve their lives, whether it's any company that I've ever been involved with, whether it's my passion for health and fitness and spreading love and, healthy mind, healthy body. It's all been centered around that. And I've been on that journey now since 2013. So 5 years deep. And that's, I guess, the short, long story of my life.
How did you get involved, like fitness-wise? Obviously, I mean, if you go on your website, which is clearly evident you've been in the game for quite a while, and you can go on it if you haven't seen it yet. Everybody go onto his website right now, dungubook.com. That's DUNGUBOOK.com, and you can buy Paul's book or Dungu's book. But what was it that started you into fitness and bodybuilding? Were you a skinny kid coming up? Did you say, I want to be bigger, I want to be better? What was it?
I mean, it goes back to 2009. So I started university, and then I remember sometimes I can be a bit impulsive. right? So I remember sitting down and I just had like a flash and thought, you know what? I've never had a six pack. I've never had a six pack. I've always been the chubby kid, the guy that, you know, if you left your food around, it was a mistake, right?
Right.
So I had this decision, like I wanted to get a six pack, and I literally acted on it then and there. So I went, didn't wait for nobody. I signed up to a gym, and literally over the next 3 months, I shed it. And I had a crazy transformation in 3 months, but I was pretty much in the gym every single day. I lost over 4.5 stone during that period. I don't know, you guys won't use stone, you probably use pounds, right? Let me see how much that is in pounds.
Exactly.
4.5 stone in pounds would be about 63 pounds that in that 3 months. So, but what happened was, because how I lost the weight was with a lot of cardio, during my second year, I ended up putting it back on once I stopped the cardio. And I went through that process 3 times until the last time is when I started working on my diet properly. And that's when I went plant-based and I went vegan. But what really sparked my interest in fitness was when people started asking me, hey, Paul, like, how did you lose weight? How did you do that? Because it was quite like a shock for people. For 1 minute, I'm like a bit chubby and now I'm a bit more lean and I'm fit.
Even though I just don't believe you, but okay. I don't think you've ever been chubby, bro. Come on.
I'll show you a picture, man. I'll send you one. I wouldn't use the word fat, but it was definitely chubby. There was definitely some moves there. There was definitely a good sizable belly. But yeah, and I lost it all. And because people kept asking me, and at this point in my life, I was experimental. I wanted to do a lot of things that were out of my normal character. So I thought, you know what, let me answer some of these questions with a platform that I wouldn't normally use, which is YouTube. So I'm sitting there thinking, hey, what do I call my YouTube channel? I'm going to start one. I'm going to record videos on my phone. I'm just going to put it out. This is back in 2011, actually. And then the name Dungu Book came to me. The reason or how Dungu Book came to me in the first place is a long story, but maybe we can get into that. But I started Dungu Book back in 2011, and I've literally just been putting out content every once in a while just to help people be the best version of themselves. And that's like how I got into fitness. You know, I studied a few courses as well in terms of nutrition, and I've been progressing ever since.
Which, you know, my brand is about living your best life. And that's what you talk about, living better mind, body, and spirit, because it has to be that connected and interconnected way of living together, or you will not be able to survive.
That's
not proficiently.
Yeah, it's like a house, right, with pillars.
Exactly.
You know, if one pillar is missing, you know, you can distract yourself from that pillar by chasing, you know, let's say money all your life, but you know, you won't feel fulfilled. There's like something missing, whether it's like the happiness element or the family element or the mental stability.
Yes. So let me ask you, what does Dungu mean? The word Dungu, was that something that, is there a, and let me tell you, interestingly enough, I went to Nigeria some time ago, and the name I was given, my name is Olatunde Adebisi Ogunshegun.
Hey, I like that.
I was given that, and I embrace it. I know a lot about Ifa and Yoruba and enjoy your culture. So I'm so glad that you are even, because I can't tell you how many I've met Nigerian Americans here in the U.S. who have nothing to do with their culture, which is wild to me. Right? They don't want anything to do with it. So I'm glad that you embrace your culture fully.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, growing up, it's weird. Growing up, a lot of people didn't. So, you know, back in school, like the Nigerian guys might say, I'm Jamaican, because it was very cool to be Jamaican at that age.
Wow.
Like, but now, because I think a lot of it's to do with music, like I've always been who I am, you know, from as long as I've been, you know.
Absolutely.
But, you know, with music now, things are quite different, where people are really trying to reconnect with either what's missing or they're more proud of what they are, which is amazing to see.
And it's funny. One of my first shows when I started this process was with, and obviously I love Nigerians and Nigerian music as far back as Fela and even before. But Fela is obviously a big influence on me. But there was a guy I met who does the new age, a new age kind of Nigerian music, TK Swag.
Mm-hmm.
And TK was on the show, and it really opened a lot of people up to see that, you know, Nigerian hip hop, he calls it Arewa hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Arewa hip hop. And it's big. It's huge. And so it's so today. It's a part of today's culture. It really is.
It's huge. We've got Drake doing tracks with Wizkid. Some of these like Afrobeat artists are bigger stars than some of the big American artists. It's humongous as an industry.
So tell me this, Dungu, the word, I've never heard it. I know a lot about your culture. Is it a Yoruba word? Is it a Ifa word? Like, where does it come from?
I'd love to say, you know, it's a Nigerian word with so much hidden deep meaning. But to be fair, it's not. I mean, I'll give you the short story, okay? So when I was growing up, the older guys before me, they used to call money dungu. Like it was a Northwest, you know, colloquialism. It was just the slang word that was used. It was dungu, dungu, dungu. And it was a normal word for me to use as I was growing up.
Like getting the dungu, like we might say getting the cheese, getting the paper.
Yeah. It's dungu. It's like, I think it's like a Jamaican slang word.
Ah, okay.
And then when I got to university, I mean, I tend to speak quite a bit in parables, you know. I might say something smart or something, or one of the quotes that I live by, you know, like, what's a good quote I can drop in there? You know, if you change what controls you, you can change what you can control. Then somebody would joke around and say, hey, that's rule number 4 out of the Dungu Book. You know, I might say something, they'll be like, hey, that's rule number 2 out of the Dungu Book. Because, you know, they used to joke with me because I used the word Dungu. So that's just number 5 out of the Dungu Book. So when it came time to start my YouTube channel, because the Dungu Book was just a normal word, it's like, yeah, that's number 5 out of the Dungu Book. Here it goes again with another one of these quotes. I just thought, you know what, let me flip it on his head and call my platform the Dungu Book, which it started off as the Dungu Book. And, you know, just the meaning of it is because, you know, if Dungu is money and health is wealth, I want to discuss the different chapters, in my opinion, that define health. Because it's not just the absence of illness, it's the, you know, the total well-being of the person, of the human. You with me?
Absolutely.
So that's why I called it Dungu Book. It's now it's like the different chapters of health, and I want to cover them all. I mean, over the course of the last few years, I've dropped the. I think that's after watching Facebook, and you know when Sean Parker told Mark Zuckerberg to drop the. I decided to drop the, and that's where, you know, Dungu Book. That's the meaning of the Dungu Book. Not a lot of people know that, but you know,
now they know.
I had to drop the exclusive on the legendary show we're on today.
Exactly, on the Rahman Experience. I appreciate that, man. So, don't forget, if you're just joining us, we are backed up by my man, or with my man, Dungu. And I just like that word because that means you're about everything that's living well. Dungu is not just money, but it's total wellness. I love that.
It's growth. It's growth. When you say it, you got to say it with some passion, you know?
Exactly.
I haven't heard anyone say Dungu. It's Dungu, you know?
It sounds exotic. Yeah, Mr. Dungu. We're with Paul Otete, who is here with us on the Rahman Experience. Go check him out right now, dungubook.com. You can grab his book there, sign up for it. You can also follow him on Instagram, Dungu Book, at Dungu Book, DunguBook, at Instagram. Go follow him and be a part of the experience. So now you've told me, obviously, you're a bodybuilder, you build muscle, you've been doing it for years and years. Mm-hmm. But what's unique about that? One of the first things that I know that I've heard, and again, I don't subscribe to it because I've been in the game for a long time. I'm certified and work out a lot and, you know, got something to show for it. Mm-hmm. But one of the first things they tell you is you must take protein. Mm-hmm. And they say you must take whey protein. Mm-hmm. And it has to be this or it has to be that. You have managed to be in the game for 5 years and you are completely vegan. All the food that you eat does not have a mother. And the cool thing about it, and you probably don't know, but I was really trying to come over for the day party.
Seriously.
I really was. I was trying to get there. I had some stuff going on in my family, man. I couldn't come, but you had a vegan day party that talks about veganism and eating well. And it was an amazing party, it looked like. Mm-hmm. And it was about wellness. And I thought it was such a good idea. And I might have to have you come over here and do a Dungu Day party over here.
We'll shut it down, you know.
There's no wish. We got to make it happen.
Yes.
But how did you, and we'll talk about the day party and other stuff and veganism, but how did you get turned on to saying, you know what, I need to go from where I am to a fully plant-based lifestyle?
Yeah, do you know what? It was a combination of things, right? So for me, I'm like the most unlikely to live how I live now, right? I was out a lot as a youngster. I was eating everything. Like, you know, if it's edible, I'd eat it. That's how I was, right? So if you told me at 18, for example, or Paul at 22, you're not going to eat meat, you're not going to eat chicken, I'd have been like, nah, you're crazy. But it was a combination of things, like a snowball effect, I'd say. I'm naturally a very curious person, so I always ask a lot of questions and I want to understand things. So I was, I guess, going through a few things myself where, well, for one, I had like a keloid on one ear. If you don't know what keloid is, it's a type of scar. And
right. It kind of bubbles up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was curious as to why, you know, people get keloid. So I was doing a lot of reading into that. And also at the same point, you know, I like to give myself some self-experiments. So if there's something that I do daily or something that potentially I'm addicted to per se, I like to give myself a break from it just to see if I'm truly addicted. So there's one thing I did daily, which was I used to have cereal pretty much like twice a day. Cereal and bread, right? It's a cereal. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What kind of cereal?
Mainly Kellogg's, you know. Kellogg's, what's it called now? Cornflakes, that's it.
Cornflakes was your weakness. Okay.
Yeah, cornflakes. It's like, I used to think, yeah, this is a complete meal, man. It's got everything I need with the milk, blah, blah, blah. So I ate it all the time out of convenience. So what I did do, I was like, you know what, let me cut it out for 2 weeks or a month, right? Cut it fully out for a month and see if, you know, I'm dependent on it or I can live without it. So what happened in that 2 weeks was I used to get these pimples and I used to get these spots. Like my face is a very good indication of what happens inside of me. So if I ate something different or I changed or I ate something bad, my face says, you know what, Paul, that wasn't a good thing to eat. So what happened was during these 2 weeks, all these spots that I used to accumulate, they cleared up. You know, as I was getting less spots, my spots were healing. I was feeling good. So I took online. I'm like, hey, like what's the correlation between what I was eating previously and, you know, my skin? Then I started to realize, oh, you know what? This has got that in it. That has got that in it. This has got that in it. Right. So that sparked a lot more curiosity. And then what made it worse was after the 2 weeks, or I think it was either 2 weeks or a month, I went back and I thought, you know what? Let me compromise and drink pink milk. Do you know the pink milk is the fully skimmed milk?
What is pink? Yeah, I've never heard of pink milk.
It's like fully skimmed. I don't know if you have how you guys describe it, but you know, like you have full fat, semi-skimmed, basically. And when I drank that, my spots came back worse. I was like, okay, there's something I need to learn about. There's something I need to read. And then what that did is sparked off a lot of curiosity. And I believe when you're presented with new information, you always have to make the best decision based on the information you had at that present moment. So like I started learning about everything. I learned from how the body works. I started looking into how each organ in the body works and how we interact with the environment. And then I started looking at why, for example, my granddad died of diabetes, why my other granddad died before I was born of a particular disease, or why my grandma died of this, why has my grandma got diabetes. And I started to realize a lot of it is nurture, it's how we are living, you know. Based on that is how I made the conclusion, you know what, I'm cutting all of this out. I'm not going to wait till things happen to me before I change my lifestyle. And that was pretty much the beginning of it. You know, at that point, I didn't really know what veganism was. I know you said 5 years, but it's actually 6 years now. So just over 6 years ago when I went for this change. Wow. And then, yeah, that's it. I just decided to cut it all out. I didn't really think much about it. I started off by cutting out red meat and chicken and things. And then I cut out fish. I woke up one morning and realized, you know what, fish, chicken, it's all the same. You don't mind if I swear to you?
I don't mind at all. Be you, man. This is the experience. Be you.
It's all the same shit, man. That's what I realized. And I just cut it all out. But for me, the meat element and the dairy element was a very small part of it. I used to eat a lot of junk. I cut out all the junk. I used to drink sodas. I cut out sodas. So I was drinking and eating very, very natural. You with me? So it's like a holistic lifestyle change. And because I believe in only doing things that make sense moving forward, because I felt the differences, like I'm always energetic, I'm always up. I couldn't even imagine myself depressed. I couldn't imagine myself down. It's like, you know what? This makes sense to continue. And it was only, I think, 2015, because people kept asking me, how do you eat? It's like, it was an interest, because at that point, especially at my age, nobody ate like that. I was like especially in my circle, it was unheard of. I used to call myself Dungu-tarian at the point. It's like, I'm in my own league because I don't eat fake meats and stuff like that.
Right.
And after a while, I was like, you know what? The easiest way to describe myself is vegan. And then I guess that opens your mind up to different things like, animal welfare, the fact that animals are intelligent and what you're wearing and the whole lifestyle associated with that. And that's basically the story, But when I became, say, can you hear me?
Was it? Yeah, I can. Was it hard though? Was it like obviously you said you started off with red meat and it went bit by bit, but was it hard? For me, I can tell you, I know I am not completely vegan now, working to get there, but there was a restaurant when I was presenting in one of the cities that I lived in, there was a vegan restaurant and it made it so much easier because my schedule, I was working 18 hours a day. It was a lot going on and I'm a meditator as well. So my time was really tight. Having a vegan restaurant in the city really helped. Mm-hmm. So shouts out, of course, to Soul Veg. There's a place called Soul Veg. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, when you're visiting the US, we got to go there. It's amazing.
It's happening.
They have they have a vegan brunch on Sundays. It's absolutely crazy. So good. But it was a lot easier to be in that space because you got something there going on that makes it easy. Mm-hmm. How hard was that shift though for you to make to say, I need to go all the way?
I mean, me personally, it didn't even cross my mind as a difficulty. It's just yesterday I ate like that, today I eat like this. That's it. And all I'm gonna do now is find new solutions for how I should eat or how I can eat. So I didn't miss anything. Like I haven't missed anything since, but I just believe with the amount of information, like I read ridiculously. I read a lot of information. And I think with the information that I read, I like to read unbiased too. You got to read both sides. With the information that I read, I think maybe a switch turned in me where I couldn't look at the things I was eating the same way. And I think that's the difference, that knowledge brings. For me, it wasn't difficult at all. It was literally, I ate like this yesterday, today I eat like this. That's the best way to describe it. I haven't thought about it, I think nowadays, people put emphasis on different things. Like you start worrying about protein, B12, maybe the lack of social media played a role in me not even worrying about those things. I didn't have any worries. I didn't stop going gym. I went gym the next day as I did the day before. I just had to start looking at different ways to start eating. And I spent a lot of time researching good foods to nourish the body. And I just bought those. It wasn't difficult for me at all.
What are some of those good foods? I know my grandmother would always, she lived to be 96 years old. So clearly she knew something, right? One of the things she would always say is, you don't live to eat, you eat to live.
Definitely.
It was very, she kind of started my health regimen and using natural things to put into your body. What are some of the things you recommend that we should put into our body that are good that we probably don't get enough of? What are some of those things?
For me, I got a video in it as well. It's called Top 5 Foods for Vegan Bodybuilding. Although it's vegan bodybuilding, but the body it's a life force, right? You give it, fuel and it produces results. It moves forward for you. So the foods for bodybuilding can be applied to life, to healing, to health. And some of the key foods that I put in that category is stuff like, amaranth, quinoa, chickpeas, lentils. These are like your base foods. Then on top of that, you can add things like, plantain, quinoa, vegetables, like your spinach, your broccoli, your cauliflower. There's like in the industry, there's the Dr. Sebiites and there's the plant-based guys. But, for me, it's all about the balance, right? As long as you're eating natural, eating alkaline, eating good, your body will pretty much thank you a lot for it. The foods I just mentioned those are some major keys in order to make some good progress in terms of making gains or just being generally more energetic and more healthier. Good foods, man. And
Absolutely.
With that quote, I love that quote in terms of eating to live and living to eat.
Yeah, and you can still enjoy it. I mean, there's still so much you can enjoy. People think that if you're vegan, you're just eating cardboard or bread, or something that tastes like
container.
Angela Bassett. Did you see that Angela Bassett video the other day where she talked about what she ate to live?
Nah, I missed it. What did she say?
Oh, dude, I gotta send it to you. But she talked about like the fruits and vegetables.
Angela Bassett's the lady that's 70, right? And looks.
Well, she's 60. She's not quite 70, but she looks like she's 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, she is gorgeous, man, and she and one of the best actors, on the planet. And She talks about how she found that space. I'm going to send you the video, but it was like one of those moments where you say she's really giving you the keys to life. And people ask all the time, sometimes I'll post my fitness stuff on Instagram, and people ask me all the time, like, well, what do I work out to get my arms right? What do I work out to get my chest right? What do I work out to do this or to do that or to do the other? Mm-hmm. And the thing I tell them that it's not about the workouts. It's about the food you put in your body.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the long and short of it.
Definitely. I think, the fuel, you'd be surprised the results your body will give you when your body is happy. Like it searches for a nutrient. Oh, here's the nutrient. Oh, thanks, Paul. You know what? Yeah. Here's a little bicep for you.
Exactly. Because it has the fuel to move and to change with.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised.
So tell me about the day party. What brought the day party on? How many people showed up? And what kind of food did you have at the day party? What was that like?
The day party was a very dope day. See, for me, right?
Can I say wicked? It was wicked.
Wicked. We ain't used wicked since 2008, man.
I know. I'm taking it back. I remember taking it back. It was wicked.
Yeah, it was wicked, man. But you know what? The day party was a dope day. For me, I think back to what would work for me, right? There's nobody that could have came to me and said, hey, Paul, the food you're eating will kill you. And I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. I was a hard-headed person. Like in the UK on cigarette packets, right? On cigarette packets here in the UK, it says, this smoking will give you cancer or smoking will kill you. Literally on the packet, and millions of people smoke every day. So it's not the information, it's the realization from within that matters. And I say that to say that the day party was a place where people that are normal can come, let their hair down. There was amazing music. I had 3 dope DJs that literally took it old school, new school, everything. The vibe was right. I had some games out, people were playing, people were dancing, and then people were also eating vegan food. And the point of that is it changes a thing in people's mind to say, hey, you know what? Healthy food ain't that bad, or, what else isn't that bad? And that sets them off on their own path to research what they need to research for themselves to make up their own decision. Do you get what I mean? As opposed to telling people things, it's like, you know what? Here's something to think about. And that's what that was. It was a dope day. I had different things from like bean burgers to falafel wraps to, I had like these juice cocktails, mocktails for the guys who didn't drink, and then the option to add like vegan alcohol in there as well.
Okay, and so what would vegan alcohol entail? Because I know a lot of people think being a vegan that it is just a boring life and you can't drink. What the heck is vegan alcohol?
It's just vegan alcohol that isn't made with animal products. A lot of like brown drinks and stuff like that are made with alcohol. Like vodka you can drink, gin. Those are like vegan alcohols. It's just the way that it's made. But difference is, man, alcohol, everything in moderation. That's what I'd say. Everything in moderation.
Absolutely. And I think that's what people forget, that you can still, like, my drink, it's funny, the older I'm getting, I used to be a vodka guy, right? Vodka was my thing, but it looks like tequila. I've kind of switched over to tequila.
Yeah, tequila. That's a vegan alcohol as well.
Exactly. And I was going to say, it's tequila. It's from agave. I mean, it's as vegan as you can get. So it's about how it's made. And I usually drink a lot of organic stuff. So I think your body will bless you with, as you said, like here's a bicep, here's a tricep, here's some chest muscles. It will bless you when you give it the right stuff to grow.
Exactly. And it's every aspect of your life, every aspect, whether it's 10 minutes more with your wife or, or like being able to jog more, run more, breathe, sleep better. Yeah, it's three dimensional. You can't. It's not equals inside. It's not like one thing equals the other. It's this one change here can lead to many different benefits that you haven't really seen. But the thing is, you have to do it right. You have to bless yourself with the right nutrients. You have to still eat good. You can eat like Oreos all day, but that ain't gonna bring you no favors. That might even have a worse
absolutely
effect.
Not. Oh no. Oh wow. So tell me this, man. How do you spend? I mean, obviously you're doing your thing. You're training. Your book is moving forward. How do you spend and live your best life?
Ooh.
Like how do you spend time, your downtime? How do you live that best life?
Do you know what? At the moment, I'm going to be frank with you. At the moment, my life just consists of work, right? I've tried, because I work for myself, even out of Dungu Book, I work for myself. I just try to, at this present moment, I'm fully immersed in what I'm doing. I do still try to balance that with family and friends, but I'm at a weird space in my life where, I need to, I guess, put the gas down, and propel, and move forward with what I'm working on. And I say that because there's not that much downtime with it. I do balance, I do try to balance, with the sleep, a little bit of meditation and whatnot. But right now I've just said, for the past month and a half, let me put some fuel into progression and see what happened and see what happens. Sorry. So right now things are very different. I know that's not the right answer you wanted to hear, but things are.
No, that's what I see. That's the beauty of this show. I want to talk to people who know that it's okay to be exactly who they are. And I think that's one of the reasons I asked you to come on the show. Because you're authentically you, and that's what it's about. People want to see authenticity.
That's it.
And that's why I asked you to come on, because I think you bring a lot of authenticity to the table.
Appreciate it. You have to be real, in the social media era, everything is, it's like a smoke and mirrors, right? You don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. And especially, yeah. So I think I just try to be me regardless, because, those who ain't gonna like you anyway.
Absolutely. I do not stunt for the gram. As I tell people all the time, I am just myself, and you are yourself in that respect. So that's what's up. So are there any other books coming out? Any other books inside?
I'm working on one now, but it's long book I'm writing. It's just on herbs. I'm very much into herbs and herbal medicine, and the things that our great grandfathers used to use to heal one another. Once I learned that the paracetamol was based on a herb, I was like, what? I need to learn more about this. Do you know what I mean? And that took me on a path of learning about herbs. But I realized a lot of people don't know about herbs or where to start. So I'm writing like a herb guide that talks about pretty much all the herbs that I'm aware of, about 130 herbs, and what they're about, what they're used for, some scientific research in regards to them as well. So that would just be like the herb guide, the simple herb guide for, the everyday man. So that should be out. It should have been out this month, but the research, it should be out hopefully next month, end of next month. But I will announce all that by Instagram.
We'll look forward to it. So what makes you different? What makes you different with, there are herb guides out there everywhere. There's people who say, hey, I'm a vegan, I've got the right way. Mm-hmm. What makes yours different? Why should I look at Paul as opposed to any of the other natural practitioners out there?
At times it's good to be humble. At times you just want to be like, man, these guys ain't on my level, man.
No, be you, brother. Be you.
They ain't on my level, man. I'm kidding. I'm partly kidding. To be fair, what makes me me? I think I want what's best for you. I think that's what makes me me. It's like it's not about me, right? It's not about the messenger. It was always about the message. I want what's best for you. I want you to grow. I want you to progress. I want you to look after your family. I want you to be able to acquire the amount of wealth or whatever makes you happy. Do you know what I mean? And I want that platform to be as such. And I guess that's what makes me different. I'm not putting out nothing to gratify my own ego. It's to always push and elevate the collective. And yeah, that's what separates me from others. For me, everything I do with Dungu Book, I do not have to do. I know that's a weird thing to say. I do it mainly out of love because, it's purely out of love, to be fair. You know, everything else that I do makes me okay, if that makes sense. I do this just to help elevate people, show people that, you know what, there's another way. That's it.
Gotcha. All right. I got to ask, because I don't know, for some reason it's funny. It seems like Instagram, and this is kind of random, but Instagram has become the new, like, what do you call I'm not on Tinder or any of the dating apps, but Instagram has like become the new Tinder. It's like, I get like more dating stuff. People are like, hey, I'm single. What do you like? You like big girls? You like skinny girls? You like, am I cute? And I'm like, yo, like my thing, you can look at my page. Like I can look at Dungu. I can look at you, Paul, and say, it's about fitness. It's about living well. And I've gotten tips and workout advice. And you and I have shared that with each other. Everybody ain't on that page. So I don't know. It's weird. And I'm like, did I hit the wrong site? Because this is not what I signed up for. So I got to ask, are you dating? Are you single? Do you have kids? Are you married? I'm sure everybody's listening and wants to know.
What I would say is, I'm seeing somebody.
Hey, before you answer, make it good. Make it good.
I'm seeing somebody. I'm checked off the market for now.
That's a good thing. That's a good story. So I need to get my tux ready.
Yeah, you're flying in for that one, man.
I need to get my akbara ready. There it is.
Listen, the cake will be as high as me. All vegan, man. No sugar, all dates.
All vegan. I need to get my akbara ready. I got an akbara.
He knows.
I was actually supposed to go to Nigeria in May. I had a speaking engagement that popped up, so I wasn't able to make it. But I was going. My first, as many Nigerian friends as I have, I had never been to a Nigerian wedding.
Oh man, if you go, you got to go with dollars, man.
Well, I was going to. You know how they'll send you they send you the swatch of the cloth that's for the wedding.
Getting made,
Yeah, they were making my akbara, so I had sent over measurements to get that done. And so I was. They were doing the white wedding and the traditional wedding. I mean, it was going to be like really traditional. So I was excited. But you know what? It'll come. I'll be back. Case in point, I'm coming to yours. So there it is.
Hopefully soon, man.
There it is. I think you let a little bit slip.
We'll see how the cookie crumbles.
There it is. What's the next with the brand? Like as the brand continues to move on, obviously you're working on a new book. You're still training, but anything else new happening with the brand? Are you redeveloping it? Maybe training others to train people like you? Any stuff like that going on?
You know what? I'm open to ideas. Right now, I'm just having fun with it. I think that's the important thing. Like I'm putting out like different kinds of content. I'm doing these minute videos and just having fun with it. Really, I got some events happening towards the end of the year, like smaller things. And then next year, so this time next year, early August, late July, I'm hoping to have a big event. I want to do 3 times the size of the last one, you know, I'm putting it out to the world anyway, with some, you know, artists that perform, potentially some big artists, hopefully. But yeah, that's the aim for next year. And just kind of grow the platform, you know. I think the important thing when you have a good message per se, or a good product or a good service, is getting more people aware of it. And that's just by being persistent and consistent. So that's the aim for now.
Absolutely. Well, I got to ask, as we wind it up, it's been an exciting time with you, man. I know this is your first time on the experience, but it will certainly not be your last.
Hey.
So how do you, we do this, I want you to get ready, and I'm going to ask a couple questions. I want you to be thinking about this one thing in your mind. How do you live your best life? Because that's the big segment of my show. I like to talk about living your best life, so I'm going to ask you that. But before we do that lightning question round, I'm going to ask you some lightning questions. Just answer first things come to your mind. We'll get a little bit and see. Cool?
Sweet, let's go.
All right. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Why?
It's just cool, man. It's cool. I'm always in blue, some way, somehow. It's just cool.
Do you have a pet?
I don't know.
Do you want pets, or do you like pets?
Yeah, I love animals. I love a different kind of pets. I love a pig, but you ain't getting a pig in London. But yeah, I love pets, yeah.
Okay. So you would want a pig. You would keep a pet
I'll
pig.
keep a pig. I'll keep a dog. Yeah, bruv. I've watched a lot of videos on pigs. They're hella intelligent, man.
Yeah, pretty smart. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Oh, probably like a mango, to be fair.
A mango.
Yeah, I'm good.
Why? Why a mango? Why a fruit?
I can just live off mangoes. I'm pretty sure I've had 3 days at a point, so all I'm eating is mangoes, and I'm good. Each mango is a bit different. It's like Kinder Surprises. You don't know what you're getting. You just bite into it and hope for the best.
All right. Kids, yes or no?
Nah, no kids. Not yet.
No kids. Why?
Waiting for the bank to be right. I'm just kidding.
Well, look. So it's no kids now, but you do want kids.
Yeah, I want a football field.
I was just going to ask how many. So like 7, 8, 10,
I had it my way,
12?
11, but hey. You know what? Nigerian culture, like going back generations, we always had big families. Right? Absolutely. And I'd love to have that in this day and age. It's probably unlikely. But yeah, 4 or 5 I do. The more the
I guess we better make sure we're starting to buy extra copies of your book so you can take it here.
If I sold 1 million right now, I'm having a kid tomorrow, man.
I love it, bro. Sport. What's your favorite sport?
Favorite sport? Playing or watching?
Both. Playing. What about playing?
I like to play table tennis.
Table tennis.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different.
What about? I don't know. Now jury's out on that. I'm not gonna comment on it because I don't know. Some people don't think it's a sport. But okay. What about watching?
You know what? I don't actually watch any sport, but I do follow Anthony Joshua's journey on boxing. So I do follow certain boxers on boxing. That's it. I don't really follow sports.
And your favorite team? Like, if you're in the UK, so football is big. UK world football, not American. I couldn't tell you
about any of these teams, man. I don't even know the players. Really?
So the World Cup, you weren't even.
I don't think I watched the match.
Ah, wow. Now, you know what? That's unusual for a Nigerian. I'm just saying.
Well, just sometimes when someone's talking to me about football, I might pretend to know what they're talking about. I'll be like, yeah, what? Word? Yeah, but apart from...
Just nod your head quickly like, yeah, bro.
And I think I did bet on France to win. The people who won the World Cup, I bet on them to win, and they won. So that was cool.
Always good to get world perspectives, because everybody thinks that everybody in the UK is playing what we call soccer, but football. Nah. And you could care less.
I couldn't care. If I was making money from it, maybe, but I've never been into sports, but that's just me personally.
Gotcha. Favorite exercise?
Yeah, I mean, if I was on your team, like I used to play football in school, and I'm a good team player. So like, if I'm on the team, chances are we'd win.
Gotcha. Favorite exercise?
Favorite exercise, probably swimming.
Okay. Favorite body part? Like to work out. Like, what is that body part you like? Yeah, I'm gonna kill the blank.
It's like a love-hate relationship, man. But legs.
Legs. I know, dude. I used to. You and I are in the same place. I absolutely hated legs. I used to detest legs. Now it's my favorite thing to work.
I agree with you there. I don't know. Working it, I don't know. I love the after. Like, oh, they're looking good. But working it is just each rep is like 4 seconds.
Yeah, but my rule of thumb or my philosophy, and I tell people I've trained with, which is rare because I don't do that a lot, but I tell them leg day is every day.
Yeah, true.
Leg day is every day. And I think that's a good rule of thumb. I mean, think about it. It's the only muscle that we use the whole body every day, but the legs, I mean, you just to walk into the kitchen, you got to use your legs.
Exactly.
Well, that's our lightning round. And the $1 million question is, how do you, Paul Otete, how do you live your best life?
You see, okay, I'll put it in, what I do and what I try to do. I think, right, the only time that ever matters is now. The only time we're ever going to experience in life is now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, it becomes now, right? So you have to, do what makes you happy now, right? And obviously you're thinking of tomorrow, yes, but you're doing what makes you happy now. You're putting yourself in a good state. And I try to do that. I do what makes me happy. I do things that I like to enjoy. And I try not to worry about things that I can't control. I focus on things I can control, and I try to make things I can control the best, putting myself in the best possible position based on what I can control. And that's how I live my best life. That's the best way to describe it. I do things that make me happy, and I like to make other people happy. So as well. So it's just, yeah.
And, it's funny that you bring that up. One of my favorite books is by Eckhart Tolle.
Mm-hmm.
And Eckhart Tolle is the author of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. And he also wrote another book called A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. And in the book, he talks about the modalities of awakened doing and their acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm. And so if you live now, if you live in the moment and you accept what is, you can possibly learn to be enthused by what is. And then through that acceptance and enjoyment, you become enthused by what is. And so you live a better life. And you learn from the great Buddhist masters that suffering is something that we put on ourselves because we try to be where we aren't. Yeah. And you just said it. You just said Definitely. It there. So,
and it's an ideal thing. It takes a while to do, like to get your mind in that position, because, comparisons to yesterday and tomorrow just ruins your present.
And you know what? I hear you. I don't agree with you, but I hear you. And I'm going to tell you why I don't agree. You said it takes a lot. And I think it's because we put a lot on it. If we just say, you know what, I'm going to do this now. Like I remember somebody telling me I used that whole law of attraction thing and attracted some stuff to myself and went through that space. And one of my buddies told me, he was like, yo, everybody can't do this thing.
Everybody can, therefore.
And I was like, well, actually everybody can, but everybody's not willing to put in the work. Like if you just think your mindset and say this is, and that's it, it happens. I've seen it over and over again.
I said that, right? So I know for guys like you, guys like me, like we know that we can do whatever we want to do, right? But I've met, because for some reason I am the person that people call with their problems and things like that. So I've met people that don't see things like that. And I don't know how they can't see how that they can change whatever they want to change about their mindset. And that's why I say some people, it takes time. For me, I can switch things today. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, some people do need that time because ever they don't have the self-confidence or the belief that they can or whatever it may be. And they need to, ever read or understand that, what, you're overcomplicating what's simple. You just do. And everything else will fall into place. And I recommend them some books to read, From Frogs into Princes, the future of psycho-cybernetics and stuff like that. But when the first step is action, a lot of people fall by the wayside. So it depends how much you're willing to put into your self-development.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have really enjoyed the conversation and I can't wait until you come back.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been amazing.
Paul, Mr. Dungu Otete. You can catch my brother, my new friend and homie for life. You can find him on social media. You can find him at Dungu Book. That's on Instagram at DUNGUBOOK, Dungu Book. Or you can also go on social and you can find him or go on the web and go to dungubook.com. Go in, put in your email address. You can get his book. Check him out. He is a vegan bodybuilder from the United Kingdom, but he continues to spread a message of peace, positivity, and definitely self-awareness around the world. Paul, thanks so much for joining me on The Experience.
Thank you very much for having me. See you guys soon.
And thank you for being here, checking out the Rahman Experience yet again. There is so much more. I can't wait. I am bursting at the seams to tell you about all the fun stuff we have coming up this season, but I can't. You just have to listen. I look forward to you being a part of it. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Pass the word about the experience because we are here to tell stories that others may not tell. But we want to make sure that you live your life through joy and listening to others' experiences. Thanks so much for being here. Special thanks to also all of our team, that wonderful track, Miles Grant, DJ Kid, Dr. Kimberly Davis, our production crew, to Hayden Cummings, just the entire crew, Helena Smith, everybody. Thank you so much for being a great, great help. And there is so much more to come. Remember, you have the power to change the world. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Go be amazing. I'll see you next time as the Rahman Experience continues.
M-I-N-E-S-G-R-A-N-T. Yeah. Yo, Mr. Johnson, it's the anthem. No, this ain't a game, plugging Madden. Got the daily news, what they having. Couple interviews, a couple things we asking. And experience the greatest teacher. As you experience the greatest teacher, a living testimony, really truly make it deeper. And life a pretty penny, not as pretty when it's cheaper. This is for the culture, never trying to get over. I know this world is getting colder. I ain't come here to roast ya, so it's what I told you. Rahman Experience, Johnson Experience. Oh man, you curious? Breaking news is serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning now. Rahman Experience, Johnson Experience. Oh man, you curious? Breaking news serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning now. I can't do it for the vine, I just do it for the podcast. I stay connected without Comcast. I make them stay like it's on task. I make them stay like it's on task. Keep going, keep rolling with it. So many episodes and I let them know a lot of things they ain't never know. But we gon' take our time with forever glow. This the Rahman Experience, Johnson Experience. Man, you curious? Man, they mad. Yeah, they furious. Man, they mad. Cause they furious. Keep on rolling. Keep on going, go coast to coast, cause we keep on coasting. M-I-N-E-S, G-R-A-N-T. Got these flows in a smooth lion ocean. Move with the groove and I move with the tune. And vibe with the wave and I'm still showing praise. Got first, family, second, but tune in. Go ahead and we gon' do this. Rahman Experience, Johnson Experience. Oh man, you curious? Breaking news is serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning now. Rahman Experience, Johnson Experience. Oh man, you curious? Breaking news serious, but we still laugh and smile. Got them bad laughing now, moving from the left to the right like speakers panning out.